So since the announcement of Australia's 4-phase plan out of COVID-19 pandemic, everyone has the same question on their lips. When will Australia reach those magical numbers of 70 and 80% vaccination targets? Which obviously means that there will be more freedom for the people in Australia, less lockdowns or probably none, and arrival of international students in Australia. And all these details were given in that 4-stage plan by Prime Minister Scott Morrison. So in this video, we are going to talk about when Australia could reach those 70 and 80% vaccination targets and some other useful information. So make sure to stick around till the end of the video. So Australia's population is 25 million, and to reach that target of 80% adult population, we need to have at least 16.5 million people vaccinated. And at the start of this vaccination program in March, it was announced that most of the Australian population will be vaccinated by October. But obviously issues with AstraZeneca vaccine and lack of supply with Pfizer meant that those targets were moved to later dates. Now, as more and more Australians are getting vaccinated every single day, we are getting more data available which will help us to predict when possibly Australia could be reaching that magical number of 80%. So let's look at some data to understand this better. At the time of shooting this video, total of 18 million doses were already administered in Australia. Out of that, around 11.5 million for the people with the first doses and 6.5 million with the 2 doses. That means around 55% of Australian population is already have at least 1 dose of vaccination, and 32% of Australian adult population is already fully vaccinated with 2 doses. So if Australia is going to keep up with the vaccination rates they're doing at the moment, it is estimated that we will reach 80% vaccination of adult population by 17th of November 2021. So it is estimated that Australia will be reaching that magical number of 80% vaccination target sometime around mid-November. Considering the issues that we had in the rollout of this vaccination program, this is a pretty good pace, and if we can achieve those targets, that would be great. But there is a very important information that you must know about. In order to open up Australia and lockdowns in Australia, this 80% threshold must be achieved by all the states and territories. So for example, if one of the state or territory managed to achieve that 80% earlier, they probably still have to wait up for the other states and territories to reach out to that goal. And then there will be a possibility of opening up internal borders first, and then opening up of some parts of Australia's international borders as well. So in order to get a better picture of this, we also need to look at each state and territory's data as well, with how they are going with their vaccinations, as some states and territories are doing much faster vaccination of their residents than the other states and territories. So when you're looking at this table at the moment, you can see clearly that ACT will be able to achieve that 80% target in next 46 days, which will be around 12th of October. New South Wales can be achieving those 80% targets in 72 days, which is around 7th of November. But if you look at a state like Queensland, which is quite far with their vaccination rollout at the moment, it will take around 111 days to reach out to that 80% target. And that will be around 16th of December 2021. So even though we might reach an average target of 80% by 17th of November or around that date, we still need to wait until all other states are reaching those 80% targets. So in this case, if Queensland or any other state is lagging behind, so other states will have to wait in order for these states to reach that 80% target. And it is very important to note as well that not many countries have managed to achieve 80% of their population vaccinated as yet. So it will be very interesting to see how Australia goes with their vaccination rollout with 80% targets. Obviously the time frame could be different, but at the moment it is looking like we will be able to achieve that by the end of this year. And obviously that would mean gradual opening up of internal borders, less lockdown or probably none, and eventually arrival of international students in Australia. Now if you are a student in Australia and you would like to get vaccinated in Australia, it is important that you go and check your local state and territory's website to get an update of your eligibility to get that vaccination. From 30th of August 2021, everyone aged 16 will be able to get a vaccine shot of Pfizer. So if you were waiting for Pfizer vaccine to be available for under the age of 40, then it is definitely right time to go and check your state and territories website and make an appointment for your vaccination. However, in some states and territories, you don't need to wait until 30th of August, as they are currently vaccinating people under the age of 40 with Pfizer as well. For example, in Victoria, last week we had an announcement that under the age of 40s can go and get themselves vaccinated with Pfizer's. So I actually managed to get myself an appointment in the next couple of weeks. So in some states and territories, you might need not to wait, and you can get yourself an appointment and get yourself vaccinated against this COVID-19. As always, all the articles we have used to research and come up with this video will be in the description below, so you can check out all that information later whenever you get a chance. And again, we look forward to your comments in the comment section below regarding this 80% vaccination targets. What are your thoughts on that? Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.